Hey guys, what's up? It's TheRealRMG here, and I am here today with the start of a mini-series, if you will. I'm going to be looking at some of my old videos and kind of reacting to them, kind of talking about them, the making of them, what I was doing at the time, etc., etc., etc. And if you have any suggestions for videos you'd like me to do and look back on, I would be more than happy to take them. As you know, most of my videos on the Real RMG channel have been taken down. I still have access to them, so if you want me to look at one of those, I can if you remember any of those, but I will also look at the ones that are still on there, or you can look at one of my many other channels that have existed throughout my time on YouTube, such as this one, OperationSlate. This was a group channel with a few of my friends, and this is our movie that we made. It's called Project Incognito, and a little bit of background on this movie. So I have a friend named Matthew, and that's who I'm going to be starring in this movie with. And we had a friend named Ryan, which is also my name, if you didn't realize that. And Ryan, that is, wrote a script for a comic book / manga kind of thing. And mistakenly, it wasn't like non-intentional, but it was a mistake on his part. He shared that with us, and I had a project that I had to do in a class where we had to make something. It was like a college and careers or like an entrepreneurship class or something like that. We had to make something, and I said, can I make a movie? And they said yes. So I decided to adapt his script into a movie. The problem is, the script really wasn't meant to be a movie, and you can tell there are a few things we had to change to make it more applicable to this movie scene. So keep that in mind, and I'll point some of that out as we kind of get going. So let's just get into it, and I will stop and talk about certain aspects when they come up. This is going to be a trip, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we had to have this our feature presentation thing. We were making a movie. We are making a movie. That is what we're doing. Oh boy. OperationSlate Studios presents. And if you listen, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a clock sound in the background. If you don't know what that's from, it's from Back to the Future, my favorite movie of all time. It is the exact sound from Back to the Future, by the way, the exact chiming sounds. So yeah, we just stole that. Yeah, I don't know why he came out of a slide. That I guess he's living in the slide. I guess I don't. That was a strange choice on our part. Also, the alarm that you can hear on his phone, this music that you can hear playing, is probably not. It's probably not fair use. So we probably stole that as well. We probably stole a lot of things for this, including the viewer's time. So yeah, he has been woken up by his alarm clock, but he's late for school, which also doesn't make sense because if your alarm is going off now, how are you late? Did you set your alarm to be late? I don't know. There are a lot of plot holes in this. As we can proceed on. This is our car. He says if you didn't hear that, he just said his alarm didn't go off, which it did. I don't know why he said that. His alarm definitely did go off. We heard it. Two different alarms, the chiming and then the music. So his alarm definitely did go off. I don't know why that line is like that. You're gonna see in this movie there's a lot of things that don't hold up. All right. Man, this double steering is really nice. Yeah, there's like a car thing on the playground at the school that we filmed this at. So we used that. None of us could drive at this time. So we didn't have access to a real car. So we just used that. And then we've got this nice transition here of just stock footage of driving. You saw the bat transition thing there. We originally had the Batman music, the over this, but it got copyright claimed, and the video actually got taken down. So we had to take it out. So now it's just a car driving with no music or anything. That's it's truly a stunning design choice. But yeah, this is supposed to be us driving, although there's clearly only one person in that car, and it's clearly not the car that we got into. Yeah, this is the budget we were working with. I do think this is stock footage, though. I do not think there's a copyright claim on this, so I think we're in the clear for using that footage. And of course, here we are running into class. We made it on time, even though we were late leaving. So yeah, that was entirely pointless, the fact that we were late, because we made it on time. Apparently we were supposed to be in the classroom 30 seconds ago. I should point out that me and Matthew were the only actors in this. We play every single character, and there are like 8 of them. So this is not me. Every time you see a slight change in our appearance, it's a different character. Like here, I'm wearing the jacket. I'm Matthew in this scene, and he's Ryan. Those were not the original names of the characters in the screenplay. I don't remember what the original names were, but they were very, very, anime names. So we changed them to better suit our production. He is Ryan. I am Matthew. We just took each other's names. So see here, I'm wearing the orange jacket, and then see, it was all Ryan's fault. I was taking care of him because his mother's studying abroad, which makes no sense. I'm a fellow student. Why would I be taking care of him? See, I'm not wearing the jacket in this shot. I am now a different character. I'm the teacher. And if you notice that computer right there, teachers have computers, but that also has the script on it that we're reading off of. And you can see us looking down at it every once in a while. See, literally, he's reading off the script. And you can even see it if you got a good enough lens, you could probably see the screen, the script in his eyeglasses. I'm looking directly at the camera there. He's just given us detention. Well, he's just given Ryan detention, not me. My excuse is that I'm taking care of him. Mr. Tyler. That look, though, that freaking look, man, I shot him the eye there. Yeah, acting 101 here. Can we see that again? Just great, a teacher already hates me. Maybe you should get up earlier and just, how dare. Can you tell us what is so important? And I like how the bell has already gone off, even though it just said a few moments later, and we're still talking about the confrontation as if it just happened. So apparently class is 3 minutes long. See me during lunch. Food's best to get first in line. You can see me reading off the script there. That was my big shouting scene. During lunch, or I'll give you after school detention. We couldn't be too loud because there were other people in the building. And we were almost certainly not supposed to be filming a movie in there. So we didn't want to be discovered, basically. That nice transition. And right here, you can see no glasses, no jacket. So I'm an entirely different character than the two you've already seen now. Move it or I'll crush your skull. Classic line, classic bully line, right? Yeah, you get all bullies all the time say they're gonna crush my skull. He's one of the meanest guys at school. Someone should probably do something. And that character, never appears again. I assume he's supposed to be in the rest of the series. This was, like I said, this was supposed to be like a manga, so this was only episode or chapter book 1 of this. So, but he has never seen it. The bully is never seen again in this movie. So, Mr. Do, the voice. I did the voice. That was just the first voice I could think of. I was imitating something, but I can't remember what it was now. I don't know how well you can hear it in this. I don't know how loud the video itself is going to be, but if you can't hear it very well, do seek out this video on your own. It's on the OperationSlate channel. It's just for the voice. It's a hoot. It's a great impression of, someone who has deep fried vocal cords. I don't even know. It was the first voice that came into my head for Mr. Do. And it's funny because all my other characters have the same voice. So I only did a different voice for one person, and it was Mr. Do. And you can see the glasses and the shirt. I don't know what's different from the other teacher. Was the other teacher not wearing glasses? I don't. Let's back up a little bit. No, the other teacher was wearing glasses. So there's literally no difference between Mr. Do and Mr. Tyler. That's a plot hole. Except for the voice, of course. I guess the voice was the differentiating thing between them. We're going to talk about something. Here's the biggest plot hole in this whole movie. And I know that's saying a lot. There are a lot of them. But we're going to start talking about the dead cells. And the dead cells are the whole point of this, of what the plot was going to be about this, manga, comic book, whatever it was going to be. The dead cells were the driving force. They were kind of like the what gave people the superpowers, because there were eventually going to be superpowers in this. And you'll kind of see that a little bit later on in this. But this experiment, I'll go ahead and just summarize what we're saying here. I am doing the Batman voice if you listen. Yeah, I'm doing the Batman voice. I'll go ahead and just summarize what they're saying because it's very long-winded and very confusing. Basically, there was a project to unlock this human potential that resided in our cells or whatever. And Ryan's father was working on the project, but the government had everyone involved executed. And this was apparently 150 years ago, which if Ryan's father was working on a project 150 years ago, you'd think he'd be kind of old to have a son that's in high school. But yeah. So basically, he was injected with the dead cell, whatever, back when his father was working on the project, which has to make him older than he seems, if this was all 150 years ago. So maybe he's one of those anime kids that are actually like 600 years old, but they are drawn like children. Maybe that was the idea. I don't know. But yeah, so 150 years ago, this project happened, and he was injected with whatever they were working on. So now he has the power of Grayskull or whatever. And I also have it. Matthew also has it, which is something we're going to get into a little bit later. Did you just see that camera pan? You could literally see the script that we're reading off of in that camera pan right there. That was not intentional. Or maybe it was. I don't remember. It seems like a weird thing to happen, but yeah, you could see the script that we're reading off of if you look at that. Just back it up a little bit. See if I can get a good look at it. Excuse me. No, I can't really. If you want to slow that down and get a look at that, you can.
Research from a project I got executed, and I have all this notes from its will, okay? So I'm sure I know.
The government executed his father for being a part in this project, but they just let his notes be given away through his will, apparently. Yeah, okay, I can dig it. So, you have his notes with you.
No, but that's because I don't want to have anyone.
You could see me just dancing in the corner. That was not in the script. I just improvised that You can just see me rocking out to whatever music I'm listening to in the middle of class. The teacher is literally talking, and I am just rocking out to whatever I've got on the radio there. They're arguing back and forth about who knows more. Doesn't want someone to steal his notes. Yeah.
Yes, I have a dead cell in me right now.
His dead cell right now. That's impossible. They were all terminated.
The people in the world have a dead cell from heredity genes that were passed from their parents 100 years ago. And my dad used himself as a subject as well. Or he died.
I'll just let him finish that sentence. So, yeah, 150 years ago, his father, injected himself with these genes and was executed for it. And now he has passed them on to his son. That father had to be pretty old by the time he had this kid, because apparently the kid was not around back then. Ryan here was not around back then. He was apparently born afterwards because his father had to pass on the hereditary genes, which makes no sense if his father was executed as part of this project. It's all very confusing. And now apparently 20% of the world has these genes passed. Those scientists, before they got executed, must have just been, just playboys. I mean, to pass down their genes. How many scientists do you think injected themselves with this stuff? A couple dozen maybe at most. They must have been just soldiers out there to pass down their genes to now 20% of humanity shares genes with them. It's pretty wild. You could hear someone laughing right there. That was probably him.
Compare my last name to the creator's last name, but don't tell anyone my last name, and you'll see that I'm not lying.
His last name is apparently public record, so it's not like he has it's not like he even has a changed name. It's not like, they changed his name from the scientist's name to, whatever he wants it to be. It's not like the scientist in his original name was like, Johnson, and he changed to freaking Peabody. He has the same name that he always had, that his father had, and yet apparently he's going under the radar. I don't understand what is happening right now. And apparently the teacher did not even notice that the last names were the same until it was pointed out to him, which has got to be the biggest indictment of public education that I've ever heard. Apparently the project was a failure, even though they executed everyone involved, which would imply that they found something. Yeah, later that evening. All right.
Good deal. One detention rather than doing a remedial class. I don't enjoy the sound of it, but detention is much easier than I thought it was. Do you really have a dead cell?
Okay, so his options apparently were detention or remedial class. Now, I might be wrong about this, but remedial class is for when you fail a class, right? You take it to basically get you up to speed on what you should have learned already. A remedial class is not necessarily a punishment per se. It's a yeah, okay. I can dig it. It's fine. It's not the biggest problem here. Also, Matthew just asked if Ryan had a dead cell inside of him for real, and Ryan responded with, "Yeah, don't you have one too?" To which Matthew said, "Yes." So apparently Matthew didn't know that Ryan had one for sure, but Matthew knew that he had one. These names are getting really confusing to me because obviously we switched them back and forth for comedic purposes primarily. But now looking back on it, it's really hard to evaluate because I keep wanting to call him Ryan and him Matthew because that's our real names, when in fact he is Ryan and I am Matthew.
Well, I bet he was going to go on about things that didn't even happen. That was altered from media.
Apparently, the government executed scientists involved in a top secret project, but the media got involved, and now they altered the facts somehow.
Project Dead Cell. Who cares I have Dead Cell? It's not like they're going to perform immediate surgery. They might just try to figure out how such a small brain can fit in such a big head.
Oh, roasted! Roast him! Expose him! That did not make one lick of sense. What do you mean, how can a small brain fit in a big head? That's the opposite of a problem. That's literally this is so stupid. How would it be an issue to fit a small brain into a big head? You'd think there'd be plenty of space for it. That look, though, that's the correct look for a situation like that. Just you idiot.
I was hoping we could go to the party at 8:30.
I like how it's not a specific party. It's just the party.
My mom about it. Where's that?
The twins' house. Okay, so the whole thing with twins is, you remember that episode of Drake and Josh where they are building the treehouse and they're supposed to go on a date with twins? That's kind of what we were referencing there, but it doesn't really come across that well. I mean, it's one of those things that made sense in our heads, like, oh man, we're going to reference that, but in reality, it doesn't have anything to do with that. I believe that line was also added in for the purposes of this movie, as opposed to being in the original script. I'd have to look. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do believe that was just added in for the movie.
Should I tell the school administration that you told a student to shut up?
Okay, teachers can tell students to shut up. Moments later.
Do you think Mr. Do wants to do something about the dead cell? He's been looking into ever since you told him you were a dead cell holder. He has to be wrong.
I love how Mr. Do is just up there looking up this dead cell stuff, and he's just talking to himself like he has to be wrong. When the guy's sitting right there, I mean, they're sitting in the same room, and he's just talking to himself about this crap. It's like in the movies, it's like in the parody movies where it's like, I'm going to kill that guy, and the guy's sitting right there, and he's like, what? It's.
He's probably just making sure that everything I said was true. I mean, come on. 20% of the human population has it. Doesn't mean you won't do anything about it. It's 1 in a million chance to have one of the students be a dead cell holder.
That's inaccurate. If 20% of the population has it, that does not mean there's a 1 in a million chance of having a student with it. That would mean there's a 1 in 5 chance. Math. Clearly, they need to stop learning so much about the dead cell and get to freaking, I don't know, 5th grade mathematics.
Oh, how kid-friendly, Mr. Do.
Get out of my sight, you disgrace to humans. Remember the last time you told a teacher they had an ugly face?
Mom, you're on speaker.
That's Matthew playing Matthew's mom. Strangely enough. But not Matthew's mom. Ryan Matthews' mom is being played by Matthew, who is also playing Matthew Ryan. It's confusing. Thanks, Matthew's mom. I like how he just calls him Matthew's mom. Calls her Matthew. Came from the abandoned scrapyard. Can't you see it over there?
Go on to the party. I'll meet you there. Okay, then.
Yeah, getting serious. This is... Wait. What's about to happen is inspired brilliance on my part. This is the funniest part of the whole movie. And I implore you right now, if you have not seen what's about to happen, go to the movie, start at 7:45 or whatever. You don't even have to watch the whole thing. Just watch what's about to happen and watch this effect for yourself before it gets spoiled for you. It has to be seen in its original beauty to be appreciated. So this is your warning. Go to the movie, watch from 7:45 through, like a minute. It's only like a minute long. But do that, then come back and watch this reaction, because I swear it is the most random funny thing in this whole movie. All right, I will give you 3 seconds. 3, 2, one. All right. So now either you've gone and come back, or you decided to stick through it, in which case you were really missing out. But here we go. Just Oh my god, that makes me laugh to this day. It's just so random, and he's just walking along. Can we see that again? Can we see that again, please? He's just walking along, minding his own business, and then you just freaking see this stock explosion, and then he just turns around, and there's nothing there. Oh, that's the fun, and it comes back up again in just a second. Hold on. Oh my god, that is the funniest thing to me, and I don't know why. It's just so random, and I love it. It's just the explosion, and then he's kicking Matthew you around. He's coming to look for me, and here's where we start to see the dead cell in action. Matthew, where is he? He's down on the ground. If you didn't hear that, you could very clearly hear someone saying "die" in a very gruff sounding voice. The clip we got that from was Halloween. I believe it was one of the Rob Zombie movies, but at one point Michael Myers just yells "die" in this really gruff voice, and we literally took that soundbite and used it right there. And then we're gonna get to the credits, and can you feel the love tonight is playing, and then the Nightmare on Elm Street theme song kicks in at the end for now. Can you feel the love tonight was a huge meme at that time for in our friend group. I don't know if it was a meme everywhere. And Nightmare on Elm Street was one of the great movies of all time, so of course I had seen that. But yeah, directed by me. The Terminator theme. That's the Terminator. These are not royalty-free music selections, by the way. Ryan's as Matthew Rogan played Ryan. Ryan Gilpatrick played Matthew. Ryan Gilpatrick played Mr. Do. Ryan Gilpatrick played Mr. Tyler. Ryan Gilpatrick played the bully. Matthew Rogan played Matthew's mom. Yeah, so that's the movie right there. And this is just all the sound bites we used. The Back to the Future, those the clocks at the beginning. Halloween 2, that's the movie we took the die sound effect from. The Lion King, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Nightmare on Elm Street, we used that music. We used the Terminator music, and then we used the Batman music in the original, like I said, through the car driving scene. Check out these YouTube channels. Obviously, TheRealRMG is the channel you're watching this on right now, presumably. OperationSlate is the channel this movie is on, and then TechnoMatman, that's Matthew's channel. He still occasionally uploads if you want to check that out. So anyway, thank you for watching me reminisce about this crappy movie I made back in the day. So if you want to see more of me reacting to some of my old videos, I've got tons of them that I could react to and I could talk about. So just let me know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and good night.